Thanks for stopping by the channel. Please take the time to subscribe and like. Thank you. Black America has long been a vital force in shaping the culture, politics, and identity of the United States. From music and literature to civil rights and innovation, African Americans have contributed immensely to the nation's development. Yet, despite these contributions, Black communities across the country continue to face a host of systemic challenges that are deeply rooted in America's history of slavery, segregation, discrimination, and economic exploitation. This article seeks to explore the major problems facing Black America today, providing context, analysis, and potential avenues for change. 1. Economic disparities and wealth gap. One of the most pressing issues is the stark economic inequality that persists between Black Americans and their white counterparts. According to the Federal Reserve, the median wealth of white families in the U.S. is nearly 8 times that of Black families. This gap is not a result of lack of effort or ambition, but rather the long-term impact of discriminatory policies such as redlining. Black families were systematically denied home loans in the 20th century, blocking them from acquiring property, the main source of generational wealth. Job discrimination. African Americans continue to face higher unemployment rates and are underrepresented in high-paying industries. Unequal education funding. Public schools in Black neighborhoods often receive less funding, leading to fewer resources and lower outcomes. This cycle of poverty and limited economic mobility remains one of the greatest hurdles to equity in America. 2. Systemic racism and discrimination. Systemic racism, the institutionalized form of racial bias, continues to infiltrate nearly every aspect of life in Black communities. Policing and criminal justice. Black Americans are disproportionately stopped, arrested, and incarcerated. They are more likely to receive harsher sentences than white individuals for the same crimes. Healthcare. Black patients often receive lower quality care and have worse health outcomes, including higher rates of infant mortality, diabetes, hypertension, and maternal mortality. Housing. Even today, Black renters and homeowners face discrimination in the housing market, affecting their ability to live in safe, opportunity-rich neighborhoods. Despite the progress of the civil rights movement, racism is not just a matter of individual prejudice, but is embedded in laws, practices, and systems. 3. Education inequality. The education system in America is fundamentally unequal. Schools in predominantly Black neighborhoods tend to be underfunded, overcrowded, and lacking in updated materials. The school-to-prison pipeline is a disturbing phenomenon where Black students, especially boys, are disproportionately disciplined and suspended, pushing them out of the educational system and into the criminal justice system. Moreover, college access remains limited. While more Black students are attending college than ever before, they often graduate with higher student debt and fewer employment opportunities, reducing the long-term benefits of higher education. 4. Health disparities and environmental racism. Black communities face significant health disparities. These include higher rates of chronic illnesses and lower life expectancy. Contributing factors include lack of access to quality health care, food deserts, where nutritious food is unavailable, environmental racism, where polluting industries are often placed near Black neighborhoods, leading to higher rates of asthma, cancer, and other diseases. The COVID-19 pandemic further exposed these health inequalities, with Black Americans suffering disproportionately in terms of both infection and mortality rates. 5. Political disenfranchisement. Despite the gains of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, efforts to suppress Black votes continue in many states through voter ID laws, closure of polling stations in Black neighborhoods, gerrymandering, which dilutes Black political power. These tactics undermine democracy and prevent Black Americans from having equal influence over policies that affect their communities. 6. Media representation and cultural stereotypes. Although there has been an increase in Black representation in media, harmful stereotypes continue to persist. Black characters are often portrayed in roles that reinforce negative images: criminals, sidekicks, or victims. These portrayals have real-world consequences. They shape public perception, influence jury decisions, and contribute to the dehumanization of Black people. True representation should include a diversity of Black experiences and stories that reflect the richness of Black life in America. 7. Violence and gun epidemic in urban areas. Gun violence is a significant problem in many urban Black communities. While the media often sensationalizes this issue without context, it's important to understand the root causes. Lack of economic opportunities, underfunded schools, over-policing combined with underprotection, historical disinvestment. Rather than simply calling for more policing, there is a need for community-based solutions, investment in youth programs, mental health services, and job creation. 8. Mental health and trauma. Centuries of racism, economic struggle, and systemic oppression have created a heavy mental health burden in Black communities. Unfortunately, stigma, lack of access, and cultural misunderstanding often prevent many from seeking help. The psychological toll of racism, what some scholars call racial battle fatigue, can lead to depression, anxiety, and PTSD. More culturally competent mental health services and community healing initiatives are urgently needed. 9. Incarceration and the legacy of mass incarceration. The United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world, and Black Americans are imprisoned at more than 5 times the rate of white Americans. This is largely due to the war on drugs, mandatory minimum sentences, and other policies that target minority communities. Mass incarceration tears families apart, limits economic mobility, and strips individuals of their rights long after they've served their time. True justice reform must focus on rehabilitation, not punishment. 10. Internalized racism and community divides. In some cases, the effects of systemic oppression manifest within Black communities themselves, leading to colorism, class divides, and internalized self-doubt. The lingering scars of colonization and slavery can distort self-perception, foster mistrust, and hinder collective progress. Healing these internal wounds requires cultural reconnection, pride in Black identity, and unity in the face of shared challenges. Path forward: hope, unity, and resistance. Despite these formidable challenges, Black America has always been defined by resilience, creativity, and an unbreakable will to rise. Movements like Black Lives Matter, the election of Black leaders, the success of Black-owned businesses, and the rise of Afrocentric education and culture offer hope for a better future. The fight for justice is not a sprint, but a marathon. Addressing these problems requires a multi-layered approach involving policy change at the local, state, and federal levels, community investment and self-determination, education and awareness among all Americans, solidarity across racial and class lines. Only by confronting these truths and committing to real, sustained change can America live up to its ideals of liberty and equality for all. Conclusion: the problems facing Black America are not isolated or new. They are deeply rooted in the fabric of the nation. But through collective action, historical awareness, and a commitment to justice, a more equitable and compassionate future is possible. Black America doesn't need saving. It needs respect, resources, and a fair chance.